Okay, so what I'm going to do here is show you how to cut the LED strips into the prescribed lengths and then wire them back together. What you're going to need is a soldering iron, some flux, and some rosin core solder. Okay, and then you'll need the LED strip. When you buy them on the 15, 16 foot lengths, they come on a roll like this. And I've just got about a 2-3 foot section here, and I'm just gonna use this to demonstrate how to do the cut and then how to rewire it back. Okay, what you got to do to start with is measure out the lengths of LED strip you want. In my case, it was 2 54-inch lengths and then one 58-inch length. And once you figure out the length, you find the closest section. Okay, if you look on here, you can see the sections. There's one right there by my thumb there. There's another one up here. About every inch on here. This one, that's about every inch and a half. Okay, there's another one up there. Okay, and what you need to do is you need to cut right between those, because that's what you're going to have to solder back once you cut it. You're going to have to solder a lead from one side to the other to reconnect that circuit. Okay, and so what I'll do here is I'll go ahead and make that cut. Make sure you can see here. Alright, and I'm making the cut. Let's see if I can zoom in here. Alright, right here I'm going to make the cut right on this section, right between them. And I find a good sharp box cutter works real good for this, and you just cut right through it. Okay, so now what you have, alright, what I did was cut it, and you can see I cut the two sections right in the middle there. Okay, so alright, you got the two connections, and what you need to do is expose them. So you want to cut the scrape off the plastic, the whatever that's kind of a rubbery plastic on top of the lights, and you be real careful so you don't ruin the two leads, but you want to get this plastic off so they're exposed. Oops, it's usually pretty easy. What I do is try to cut right down to the actual LED strip, and then it should just pull off. This one's giving me some trouble. I guess I didn't get it down far enough. There we go. And okay, there we go. Now you can see I got those exposed real well. Alright, now what I'm going to do is go ahead and solder. You can see right here, I'm going to solder one end of this wire onto this connection, and then on the other one I'm going to solder it to the corresponding side. Okay, just like that, to reconnect them after I've cut them. And I'm not a pro solderer or whatever you call it, but in fact I may not even be doing this quite correctly, but this is how I do it, so, and it works for me. So first of all, you want to get a little solder on your contact point there. Put a little on your or not solder, but flux on the wire and the contact there. You want to put some heat. Let's see, there we go. You want to put some heat to the contact. And the wire, it's almost like you need 3 hands to solder, which probably tells me I'm probably not doing it the right way. There's probably a better way to do it, but anyway. Get that contact down there. Apply the solder. Whoops, see? Well, I got the solder in there now. Alright, it doesn't take much. Okay. See what I got here? I've got it soldered on there, and then I do another one to the other side. Same deal. Get a little flux, put it on the contact. Okay. Get the wire, strip it here. Okay. Do the same thing. Heat them both up. Apply a little solder. I don't know if that took or not. Yeah, that took. Okay, see, I got a contact on each side. Okay. Next thing I want to do is grab my shrink wrap tubing. That's this stuff here. You can buy it. I bought this at Harbor Freight for just a couple bucks. It's various assorted sizes, and I don't know. This looks like about the right size for what I want to do. And okay. I need to put that on here before I solder the other side on, or I won't be able to get it on. So I want to get it on beforehand. So I'll pick the size I want, and it's about okay. Once I get these two ends soldered, what I want to do is put a piece of heat shrink wrap on this end, because now you got two exposed wires there, and you don't want that. So you're going to want to put some shrink wrap on there, and we'll go ahead and finish that off after I get the other side of the LEDs soldered on here. Okay, so I got the other side of the strip here. Now I'm going to go ahead and solder that side on. First, get a little flux on there, a little flux on the other connection. Alright, bring in the soldering iron, heat it up. Don't overdo it with the solder, it doesn't take much. Okay, looks like that side's good. Now I gotta get this side on. Alright. Little flux. Okay. Oh. See, I almost did it. Well, I kinda did, but you want to put this on before you do this soldering. But since these are so short, it'll be easy to get it slid up over the other end here. So I got to start it on this end and slide it all the way, and it doesn't have to go over yet. Okay, so here we are. Okay. So, okay, we've recompleted that circuit there, and now what I'm gonna do is, like, this is the, what I'm simulating here is the two side-by-side 54-inch leads that are on the top edge of my hood. Okay, so I slide these up over the connection, and now I'll show you how to shrink wrap those. One moment. Okay, now what you're going to need is a heat gun. I think a good hair dryer will probably work too on the high setting. But what you need to do is heat these up, and the shrink wrap will just cinch up around the connections there. Okay, just like that. Alright. So this is what I've got, and now you've got two side-by-side strips of LED. And now what I'm going to do is, to keep these together real well, is I'm going to put another bigger piece over both sides, just like that. Okay. Grab the heat gun again. Okay, I didn't hold them side by side too well, but there we go. Okay, that's what we have. If you can see that. Alright, and the connection should be good. Probably every time you make a connection, these electrical connections with the soldering, once you get the connection complete, what you want to do is go over to a battery, plug it in, and test it just to make sure that you got a good connection. Because once you get all this stuff on, if it's not good, you're going to have to strip it all back off and redo it all. So it's best to test it before you put the shrink wrap on. Okay, and this is how you'll make all the other connections, although when you run the 254-inch sections, you're going to have to run another one out this end, and you're going to use longer wire to get down to the 58-inch section that's on the bottom of the hood. Okay, and if you have 4 pieces going around each side of your hood, the front, the top, the bottom, and to each side, then you'll just have 4 single strands all the way around with a lead from one strand to the other. Okay, it's just however you want to do it. Alright. Okay, and what I want to do right now is show you exactly what I mean about adding the extra 3M double-sided tape to the back. This is sticky, see, but it's really cheap sticky. It's not going to hold to the underside of a hot hood. So I suggest you get some good 3M double-sided tape. I don't really have a label or anything, but you can see it's 3M. And it comes in like 5-foot rolls, I think. And what I do is, you can see this is 1-inch tape, and these are about 1/3 of an inch wide. So what I do, and although this one's double, you could go ahead and just use it solid straight for both of these. But if you got a single strip, I just cut this into thirds. Okay, like this. And I got a big cutting board here. This is what I've been using. And I just you can use a straight edge, or you just eyeball it. Okay, just like that. And I usually get longer strands, but I'm just doing this for demonstration purpose. Okay, and then you just go ahead and stick it on the back of your LEDs, just like that. Okay, and when you get ready to put it on, this stuff's hard to get the other side off, and I don't have fingernails, but gotta kind of work at it. There we go. Okay, you just pull that off, and you'll have the whole strip done. You just go ahead and like that, and it holds. What I suggest, once you stick it up there, go back an hour or two later and repress it down, and then maybe another day or two later, go ahead and repress it down again. After that, I haven't had any trouble with it pulling up. Okay, it's pretty solid right now. Okay, stuff sticks real well to clean the hood with like alcohol or something to make sure there's no oil or any other residue on there. Alcohol seems to work real good for me. I suppose window cleaner would work good too. But that's it as far as preparing the LEDs.